Okay, so let's get started making our caramel stuffed pumpkin cookies. What we're going to do first is you're going to get a half a cup of unsalted butter, not as room temperature as mine. Unfortunately, I went a little bit on the deep end with my microwave trying to speed up the process. So, but you want it to be room temperature, and you're going to add to that a cup of sugar, and you're going to beat this together till it's nice and fluffy. So next what we're going to do is we're going to add some vanilla, and we're going to add some pumpkin puree. And then you're going to whisk these together for about 2 minutes. So now we're going to do our dry ingredients. This is flour, baking soda, baking powder, and salt. And to that I'm going to add some cloves, ground cloves, and some ground ginger. And before we add it to our wet ingredients, you just want to get this all mixed up together and really well combined. You can use a bigger whisk than me too. Okay, so we've got that pretty well combined. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring our wet ingredients back over, and we're going to add it in about a third. So a third of the flour mixture to our wet ingredients, mix it together really well, and then add another, and then the remaining of it, so that it's a little bit of flour that we mix in at a time. So we'll get this together. Alright, so we've got this all combined. Remember to scrape down your sides, and I've still got a little bit of flour here, but I'm going to finish getting it all together. I whisked it together, but then as it starts to thicken, I just go to my spatula to kind of bring it all together. So what we're going to do now is we actually want the dough to refrigerate for about 30 minutes before we start handling it. And then I will show you guys the next step. We're actually going to be putting some caramels in the middle, and then we'll be able to bake them. So put this in the refrigerator and we'll be back in about 30 minutes. Okay guys, so our dough has been in the refrigerator. I've got it out. What I've done is I just get my cookie scooper and I scoop out some of the dough. The dough is really sticky, which is why it's going to go back in the refrigerator again. But as you see, I just put a little piece of caramel in the middle of my dough scoop. Show you again. Put a little bit of a indentation, bring the dough up, make sure it's all covered for the caramel. So you're going to finish this, and then you're going to put these back in the refrigerator for about 2 hours or overnight. If it's going to be for a long time, definitely seal the container that you're putting them in. And we'll be back to bake them. Okay, so our dough is nice and cold. It's been in the refrigerator for a couple hours. What I've got here is some sugar and some cinnamon mixed together, and you're just going to take the dough, and just like a snickerdoodle cookie, you're just going to roll these in the dough. You've got your oven heated to 350 degrees, and you're going to let these bake for about 14 minutes. So we'll be back. Alright, and here's the end result. They have been sitting for quite a while, but you see there's the caramel. We tasted them. They are really, really good. Give these a try. Don't forget to comment, like, or subscribe.